June 44, August 44. We're on the June 27, 28th turn. About a week in game time since we last checked in. Taking stock of our current positions. See the Commonwealth and Germans are still piled up in the open area here around Caen, as we would expect. Commonwealth are getting some good reinforcements coming in. Our mulberries are bringing in lots of supply, getting a lot of attacks every turn. See the Americans have sort of cleared a path here, forcing a retreat by the Germans. Got this guy practically cut off. He is not going to be able to move through these zones of control, so his only real option is to move that way. Going a little further to the west, Germans are still pretty tough here. This 91st Division has been holding on through a number of very strong attacks by this huge American force and have not yielded. Taken their first casualty. They're going to have to decide whether to try to continue to hold Carentan or retreat this way. Go up the top of the peninsula there. The Americans have burst through into Cherbourg and will take the second city hex this turn, which will essentially end that part of the campaign. They'll start shifting forces back down this way. So we'll start by rolling for weather. Germans' black die is a 2, so that is a clear, but the Germans have the threatening skies card, so that will turn the current weather to storm. They've been holding on to that one, waiting for a clear turn. So we will have a storm instead of clear skies, which means no air, no naval, and the mulberries won't bring any extra supply either. Next we'll roll for the Allied supply. I rolled an 8, but -2 for the storm yields a 6, so we end up with 3 supply. Now that, with the stockpile, gives the Allies 8 supply points, so that's still pretty strong. Now we'll roll for reinforcements. A 0 or a 10 for the Allies, so that's 2 for them. 2 for the Germans means no replacements this turn. We always want to use replacements to replace the most valuable unit, get the most bang for our buck. But right now the Commonwealth only has a few armored brigade losses, so if we replace one of those we'd be getting the smallest benefit. So I'm going to give both replacements to the Americans. In particular, I have a infantry division here. The 1st. So we'll flip him over to his full strength side. And up in Cherbourg I have another one. The 90th will flip him to his full strength side. So that gives us the best use of our replacements. Now we'll go ahead and place the reinforcements to this turn. So the Germans had the 2nd SS Panzer Division come in right here, and then the Allies had only the Guards Armored Division here at Juno Beach. I was careless when I chose to put my 2nd Mulberry here at Gold Beach, because the a bulk of reinforcements are going to come in right here at Juno. The advantage of a Mulberry is that they can land and then move half their movement of violence. So I fouled that one up. So now with our reinforcements placed, we can get right into the Allied. Oh no, we have to go to our card play first. So the Allies have no cards, and the Germans have 1. I'm going to draw every other one, so I'll draw first for Allies and then Germans. Germans have been waiting to play this Duggan 88's card. Blown Bridge, that's not for them, so they're going to go ahead and throw that back in the pile, discard it. And they're going to hold on to that Duggan 88's. So the Allies have that carpet bombing one again, which is no help until, well, pretty late in the game actually. I probably shouldn't have either of those cards in the deck, actually. Those are for the August 44 part of the game, but I just put them all together, so. Oh well. I think I'll go ahead and play the command shakeup. That means -1 movement point for all the Germans, and -1 attack strength for all the Germans. Now this one is just useless to me, so I'm going to throw it in the pile. Let's go on with the Allied turn. Without air or naval support, we're going to kind of concentrate our attacks on the places where we think we can get the most advantage with just the forces on the ground. So here on the east side, it's going to be kind of tough because we have pretty solid line of units here. So we're not going to get a lot of flank bonuses. Germans have artillery for defense. It looks like we could possibly gang up on the Lair division there. But actually, no, we're not going to be able to get any decent attacks anywhere. So we'll just focus on getting some forces inland. So we've got 2 divisions here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm kind of moving him, well, here. I'm going to pick him up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put the guards on the beach. Here, kind of in the middle for the Americans. Going to move these. That's 3 and 4 to get them there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I could go 5 here, but he's not going to be in any good shape. I want attacking this guy right here if I can. There. I can't decide if I'm playing the cities correct. I think I must be doing it wrong. They're supposed to cost 2 movement points, except roads negate features, so I just can't decide if the road negates the city or not. I can't remember if I moved the 2nd infantry. No, I'll leave them there. If I can't remember, I deserve to make a mistake. And here, I'm going to, whoops, way up in Cherbourg. I'm just going to start moving these guys out. So I capture the 2nd hex of Cherbourg, and that'll give me all those victory points. I'll start moving my forces down the peninsula on the very far west side. So since I had no air phase, I'm going to move right into my combat phase. So here in the west, I'm going to try to attack the 91st there one more time. Cost me 1 supply point. I have 10 factors, 2 flank factors, 12, plus 2 more for the artillery. I'm going to permit myself to cheat a little bit because I forgot to move that one. It's going to move him right there. And then he has 3, 2 for the town is 5, and then 2 for the river is 7. So our dice for the two sides are 9 for Allies, 4 for Germans. That's going to be a hit against the German with no casualty to the Americans. So that's good. Finally took Carentan. We'll advance in there and let those guys celebrate. Down here, where it's at St Lo. So we're going to try to attack it. No artillery support. We'll have 9 factors plus 1 for flank. That's 10. We've got 2 for the defense and 3 for the city. That's 5. That should be plenty. We should be able to take that city. And we do. The dice are 8 for the Allies and 5 for the Germans. So we knock out that division. And I'm going to advance these 2 divisions in to take it. So that's good. More victory points. It'll be worth 1 victory point to us. And I think we'll call that our Allied half of the turn. Not going to make any attacks further east. And I forgot to subtract -1. Oh no, that was for attack strength. So I can only have to worry about the German attack strength in their attack phase here. So we'll focus on moving our German forces. Up here in the west, we have a pretty good position here. Town, bocage, river. We want to basically hold out as long as possible. So we're going to maintain our positions right where they are. And down here, we just lost St Lo, so this is pretty rough for us. We need to get this division out of the bocage country. A mechanized division in bocage is not a good idea. So I'm down to 5 movement factors here. If I move 1 here, that's 3. The river costs me 1, 4, and I think technically that's swamp, so I can't get in there. Don't have any good movement options here. I think getting 1 hex right there is the best I can do. I'm going to move my artillery back because I want it out of the way and be able to fire next turn. Don't have a lot of forces there in the west. I need some reinforcements coming in. Coming to the east. Really nothing going on here. There's nowhere for me to move. I think I'm just going to hold my ground. Additionally, I'm not going to make any attacks with the Germans this turn. They have too many flank advantages here around the Lair division. I could potentially attack here. I have 2 pretty good divisions here. 13 points plus 2 artillery. And that would be against 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, so there's just not very big odds. And I'm worried about giving up too many factors, too many units here in the east. So I think we'll just wrap up the German half of the turn as well. We saw a little bit of advance by the Americans. Stalemate here in the east without any air or naval support for the Commonwealth. And the Germans are looking pretty precarious right here. They only have 1 understrength division facing a rather large American force bearing down on them. So we'll check in a few more turns, about a week of game time later, see how things are going.